Hey all, good morning and welcome to ShareTreck. And I think it's good evening or good night for hot dog. Okay, Wall Street shrugged off the government shutdown with all the major indices closing at record highs yesterday. And this morning, as I was looking at the futures, they were all looking positive. There was moderate gains everywhere. So likely we'll open in the green this morning. It seems to me that the investors are ignoring all that dysfunction and they are focused on Fed rate cut hopes and strong chip sector momentum because there is a lot of news about open AI and how its valuation has gone up and how NVDA has got great targets and so on and so forth. But I think they are ignoring the shutdown, and the shutdown seems like a non-event looking at the progression of the stock market. The S&P 500 and Nasdaq reached new highs yesterday as traders seemed to ignore shutdown headlines and shifted focus to macro data and earnings season. I mean, persistent expectations for Fed rate cuts bolstered by soft ADP employment data, which I think will stand alone as the strongest information because we have political gridlock and government economic releases are not going to come in. So the market has chosen to stay bullish. Bad news is still good news because ADP data was not good. And that bad news will make the Fed cut the rates. And that's why the markets are euphoric. I think gold and bond yields are actually showing what is happening out there. Gold is going up, reflecting a growing hedge against political volatility and uncertain labor trends. And despite all this, S&P 500 closed up 0.3% at a record high. Nasdaq gained 0.4%. And the treasury yields and gold have been acting as a hedge against the shutdown risk and weak labor signals and all the assorted dysfunction that I've been pointing out for quite a while. Now, I think one of the positive things that I was looking at was the low price of oil, assuming that it's not going to aid inflation, but oil has continued a mild rebound, and that is something that we need to watch. Now, as far as the top five are concerned for today, the top five stocks, they all have anemic gains of around 1% or so, nothing like the 50%, 100% gain that we had seen in the last few days before. So I'm not going to talk about those top five today. There is not much to do unless you have a 30% gain or a 30% drop or something like that. There is no point looking at it for going short or long in the short term to make some money. So having said that, let's go on and have a look at our TradingView platform and see how things are panning out for today. Now, I'm going into the S&P 500 futures, which is where I want to start. Let's go to the futures section, S&P 500. Now, in S&P 500, you can see that we had a bull flag, and the bull flag broke out. And ideally, this bull flag should track us all the way up to 7,030. It seems improbable at this point of time, but that is one of the indication. Now, if I was to forget this, and if I was to take this as a very conservative approach, I would say we have a smaller flagpole out here. And this flagpole broke out here. And then it came down. At this stage, I think it would have become a bear channel because it's no longer a bull flag if we assume the flagpole to be just this short. And the breakout again has come back to the top of the flagpole. So I don't think this is a bull flag. So I will go with the interpretation that our actual bull flag starts out here, somewhere out here. Let me just pull this out again and goes all the way up here. And then I take this out from here and put it at the breakout point, and I get a target of around 7,033 or something in that vicinity. Take it as 7,000. So that's what the chart seems to indicate. Market sentiment is bullish. MACD is on top of the signal line, but it's still bullish. Momentum is very strong. Still room on the RSI. So is this going to happen? Well, the probability is there. I don't know if it will happen or not. And then we look at NASDAQ, same story with NASDAQ also. If we were to take this as the flag, flagpole. And then if we were to take this out and put it at the breakout spot, then we have a target of 26,689.75. Now, these are all impossible looking targets because we are already at elevated levels. But imagine what another rate cut can do, because the market seems to ignore the government shutdown. And during the government shutdown, there's going to be a lot of furloughs, and the government is expecting certain amount of employees to work for free until the government reopens. And then when the government reopens, back pay will be given to them. How are they going to manage it? How long will the shutdown be? Is the shutdown going to last for a month, or is it going to last for 3 years? There doesn't seem to be any getting together, and the opportunities being taken by the government to do things that it always wanted to do. So we have to watch this space. I don't know how the economy can continue to thrive despite rate cuts if people don't have salaries, if people don't have jobs. And the reason why the government is why the Fed is cutting the rates is because the economy is very weak and it needs support. The employment is going down. If employment goes down, spending is going to go down. If spending goes down, top line of company sales is going to go down. And in order to boost the top line, company will have to cut the costs, let go of more employees, reduce the price of their products, shave off their margins. And if margins go down, even the PE remaining the same, stock price have to fall. I don't understand when the market is going to look at this, or am I going crazy? Put that in the comment section. What do you think of that logic that I explained to you? Why does it not seem to work? And then we have dollar index going down, moving towards the support of 97.335. VIX is also calming down today. This is a very big indication that government shutdown is a nothing burger for the market. However, gold is giving you a message. Gold is saying, yes, there is a lot of dysfunction and there is geopolitical issues which are not being handled properly at this point of time. And therefore, gold is picking up. Remember, gold is the only asset without counterparty risk, as long as you buy physical gold. So if you buy physical gold, you have paid the money, you got the gold in your hands. That's the end of the thing. However, if you go with gold certificates or gold ETF, you have a counterparty risk because the custodian can go bust and you may not get the value for your gold. So from a physical gold perspective, that is the best hedge for all kind of problems. And I think that's where central banks are putting their money, and that's where certain investors are putting their money. And we see continued strength in gold. A part of this strength is also boosted by the fact that the dollar index is getting weak and gold is denominated in dollars. So that need to happen as well. But you would see that the gain of gold is much higher in percentage terms as compared to the loss of value in DXY. So that is a huge chunk of refuge being taken in gold. I think it is to the tune of 0.44% or something, 0.40%. So that's not something to ignore. Put call ratio is looking quite bullish at this point of time. I'm looking at Canadian 5-year bond yields. Yesterday we had a 5-year bond issue, and I'm not able to get any news report on how the bond issue went. But looking at the fact that the yields are dropping this morning by 0.15%, that means Canadian bonds are still in the stage where there is a lot of demand for them, and that's the reason why you're seeing the yields dropping. So that said, let's go on and have a look at indicators. S&P 500 is out of the parallel channel, and for today the support is going to be 6,692.92, and the resistance is going to be the ability to break above 6,698.86. Pre-market we are already up 0.34% at 6,711. So I'm going to peg the resistance a little higher, and the resistance to me is going to be somewhere in the region of 6,746.42. Then we look at NASDAQ. NASDAQ also is above the parallel channel, and it's going to get support at 24,586.86. And as far as the resistance is concerned, I'm going to chuck this off from there and move it here. And let's create a new resistance line with just 2 or 3 touch points. No, just 2 touch points. And the first touch point is out here, the second touch point is here, and third touch point is here, which seems to indicate that for today, our resistance is going to be 25,070. QQQ is showing a gain of 0.59% in pre-market trades, very robust gain. Our resistance today is going to be $608. We're already at 606.85. which could indicate that after we open, maybe somewhere around 10 o'clock or 10:30, we could probably face resistance and then come back down again, working our way towards the median. Let us see what happens when the market opens. But that's what I'm expecting. AI, I'm looking at NVDA. NVDA is up 1.34%, and we have a target of reverse head and shoulders, and that's going to take us to 202.46. Will that happen? Possible, because market sentiment, which was bearish, is now back to neutral. MACD is swinging far away from the signal line, and momentum is way above average. And we also have a situation where we have RSI, which has plenty of room to take off. So I'm thinking that, yeah, NVIDIA could go up further. Meta is up 0.70% in pre-market trades, and it has this, I think it's a head and shoulder pattern that we are watching. There is a negative situation out here. We have this bear channel forming. And probably if we see any consolidation out here, that could be a bear flag consolidation. So I would wait and watch. The things that are making me feel negative about Meta is the market sentiment here, and the MACD, which is bearish, and also momentum, which is dropping very close to the bottom. And then if you look at Google, Google is up 0.39%, but this could be a bear flag formation out here. So we'll wait and see what happens. And you can see a bear flag going up and then coming down, and maybe this is a bit of a consolidation. We still have a gap fill to be completed. I would still reiterate that we seem to have a support somewhere around 241.62. We had that support yesterday as well, and we got bounced off from that. And today also, that's going to be the support. Amazon is up 0.48% in pre-market trade. It's going to still face resistance today at 222.39. And we have Apple, which is up 0.43% in pre-market trades. Apple seems to be very strong. Will I put money into Apple? I am a little scared to put any money into anything long right now. But we have a bullish pennant out here. At the same time, I'm seeing a topping tail pattern from yesterday on the daily chart. This could be a topping tail. And if we do not close above this, then the topping tail will start indicating that it's a bearish signal, that there could be a trend reversal. At the same time, we also have a dominant bullish pennant out here. So I'm going to watch this for a while. I don't know which way it's going to go. Microsoft is down 0.49%. It's still got support at 514.06. Pre-market, we are down 0.45%. We are at 517.38. If you look at Tesla, oh, wait a second. In Microsoft, you could also see the outlines of a reverse head and shoulder. So Microsoft could yet try to reach heights of around 554.01, where it may face a resistance. So let's watch this space for a while. And we have Tesla, which is up 1.88%. It's going with a momentum of its own. Even BYD has had a drop in its market share, but Tesla don't care. Tesla has got strong market sentiment. It's got great MACD, and it's also got RSI, which has got plenty of room to go up. So Tesla is all guns blazing going up. And then we have Oracle, which is up 1.04%. I thought it was going to come and close this gap up, but it seems to have changed its mind. Let us see what happens. We are still in a bear flag situation. So we will watch a few more candles and then we'll see what happens. But the news is that Oracle expects $144 billion in revenue from its cloud infrastructure by fiscal 2030. And it reported a $317 billion rise in performance obligations. They also launched an AI platform for agriculture. So they're starting to do a whole lot of things which should give them a positive momentum. Out here, you can see market sentiment is almost close to neutral. MACD's moved away from the signal line significantly, and momentum just bounced off the average. So that's a little bit of a rebound. Let us see if the rebound just indicates a consolidation of the bear flag or anything more to it. So nothing can be called right now. AMD is up 3.18%. AMD continues to confound me. There was a whole lot of consolidation out here, and then AMD has jumped up. Support is going to be 163.27, and pre-market it's at 169.23. Resistance will come from here. And this resistance is going to be today at around 175.94. SMCI is up 0.92% in pre-market trade. Again, a very solid jump. We are in a overbought territory. Market sentiment is absolutely bullish. MACD is also super bullish. We have plenty of room on the RSI. I reckon that we can go all the way up to 80.57 on the RSI scale. We are right now only at 73.19. Likewise, for Broadcom, it's up 2.70%. Support will be at around 330.90 today. And we have Palantir, which is up 0.97%, hitting at the top edge of this parallel channel. Are we going to bounce back from there and come back down? I think 10 o'clock or 10:30 in the morning is going to be a very good time to see what the market decides. SMH is up 1.54%, and we have support today at around 332. And that's again a positive support out there. Tempus AI is back on the track to try to crack the all-time high. Will it succeed this time? It's up 1.20%. Resistance is at 90.39. APLD is up 4.64% in pre-market trade, and it has crossed the resistance of 24.89. Right now, it's at 24.14. So 20, let us see what this is. 24.93 is going to be the support today for this. And I think we have already met and exceeded our earlier target of 24.92. And then I would like to go and look at Genomics. In Genomics, Prime has created a kind of topping tail out here. If we close above this, I would be happy. I don't want to see this formation with a very long wick on the top. It's up 1.79% in pre-market trade, retracing half of this wick. But I want it to close above 5.82 so that we can continue to look at 7.21 as the ultimate target. Market sentiment is bullish, but it's flatlining. And we also have MACD, which is moving towards the signal line. Momentum is pretty elevated. There's plenty of room on the RSI all the way up to 91.29. So there's plenty of room. Right now, we're only at 69.01. We're not even on the traditional 70%. So I think it's a mixed signal out here. I'll be cautiously watching Prime going forward. Intelia is up 3.52% in pre-market trades, and it has hit our resistance. And for today, yesterday it hit the resistance and came back down. This to me is a topping tail, but it's not such a big topping tail because the body is significant. But at the same time, the wick is also pretty long. Our previous topping tail also had a long wick and had a hard resistance. We have broken past it. Now this is a new topping tail. And for today, the resistance is going to be 19.53. And if we close above 19.42, I think this topping tail will be extinguished, but we'll have to see the shape of the new candle that we have. If it has a long wick on the top, that will be a new topping tail. So let us go on and look at Caribou Biosciences. It is up 0.44%. Yesterday, it gave up a little bit. Could be formation of a bull flag out here. I'm still looking at a target of 2.45 because market sentiment is bullish, MACD is bullish, momentum is also above average. Now, if you look at Beam, it's up 1.08%. We have already met our target of 25.46. We are looking at a bull flag out here, which has broken out. But we'll have to see whether there are any legs to this bull flag. If this bull flag breaks out from here, I would say there is a target of around 29.02. So that's where I'm going to keep the target right now. And we'll revisit this tomorrow and see where we are reaching with this because market sentiment is bullish. The only concern is MACD, and today's market action, pre-market action, seems to indicate that MACD could improve. And we also have RSI, which is got plenty of room. Momentum is also above average. Altimmune is up 1.81%. A whole lot of consolidations out here, but I would say that now I'm going to retire this line of support. I'm going to move it around, and I'm going to draw bull channel out here, and I would say that we are on a gentle bullish channel, and we got 3.3 touch points, 1, 2, and potentially 3 here. There's a small wick coming down from, I would say, 30th of September. So I would take this as a new support line and see how it goes. Editas is up 0.28% in pre-market trade, and we have Illumina, which is up 0.72% in pre-market trades. It's got resistance at 103.49. Pre-market, it's at 103. CRISPR Therapeutics is up 1.44. We have a target for CRISPR Therapeutics at 73.49. And I believe we are racing towards that, because if you had to take this as a bull flag and place it at the breakout point, then you are supposed to reach at least up to 71.87 or 71.93, something in that region. So we are moving in the right track, and we are looking at a target of around 73.43 for CRISPR. Tesla deliveries very soon. Yes, we'll see what happens today. If they have a lot of deliveries, that would be great news. Otherwise, we can see the shares take a nosedive. Now, we are looking at Allogene. Allogene is looking at a resistance of 1.35. Grail is again a very hot topic. Grail has met and exceeded our target of 61.47. I'm going to pat myself on the back for coming up with this one. And anyone made profits, all the best to you. I take vicarious pleasure in it. And I'm thinking that we want to see new signals out here. I want to see consolidation. I want to see bullish pennant or a bullish flag form out here, so that we can start plotting our next breakout. This line out here is the cup and handle target, which has been met and exceeded. It was 61.47. And we are hitting at our RSI boundaries. This RSI resistance is going to push us to consolidate, and that could form the flag. And when this cools down, we could probably see another breakout. Let us see what happens. PACB is up 0.72% for PACB. Those who are holding PACB, I have some good news for you. I would say, look at this. Reverse head and shoulder. So reverse head and shoulder will be a bullish pattern. And now let us take a line and draw it across. Okay. Now I would like to fine tune this. If instead of this, let us say we assume, if we assume this to be a shoulder, then I think it looks pretty neat. Then I would drag a line from here to here and say we have had a breakout, and I could take a length from here, put it out here, and we are looking at a target of 1.47 for PACB. And I would just remove this line from here. So we are aiming for 1.47, and we could potentially have a resistance out here on the way, somewhere in the region of 1.44. That's what I'm thinking. ARCG is up 0.97 this morning in pre-market trades. Vertex is down 0.36%. And what else do we have? Ginkgo Bioworks is up 2.73% in pre-market trades, continuing to move upwards. And yeah, this is a topping tail out here, but if we can extinguish this today, it would be great. And as I mentioned yesterday, we have resistance at 15.06. And right now we are at 15.07. So it seems like we're going to extinguish this topping tail. And we are also going to extinguish the previous topping tail. And that would mean that we are looking at extinguish the other topping tail that was still dominant. So that's a lot of good things in store, it seems, for Ginkgo Bioworks. We have, then we have Precision. Precision is up 2.69% in pre-market trades. Support will be at 3.05. Resistance will be at 3.65. And market sentiment and everything is still bearish. Eli Lilly is down 1.08% after the White House talks. Some profit taking place out here, but we'll wait and see if we can go to the top of the regression channel. That's what we have been traveling inside. We want to break out of this. We want to build a bull channel and create a new regression channel which goes upwards. Lily can do it, but we have to see how the action plays out in the next few days. I would like to go and look at Ultragenics, again, another stock that I'm very keen about. Ultragenics has a support at 29.47. Right now, it's at 29.99. And earlier, we had a support from this diagonal line, which today indicates a resistance of 30.12. So I'm going to mark this as red. Ultragenics is struggling a little bit. RKT for INF, it's down 3.62%. Unfortunately, RKT is not behaving the way we want it to in order to meet our cup and handle target. So I'm going to defer on this for a while. I don't know what to make of it because everything else is looking totally bearish. And that said, I'd like to go into currencies and look at Bitcoin. And I was talking about Bitcoin. Actually, I was chatting with Hot Dog in the pre-market session. Hot Dog had mentioned that Bitcoin would start its run. If it doesn't do it now, then it doesn't have a chance. That's what he said yesterday. And today, Hot Dog said Bitcoin starts its run. Right on cue, will it break 120K? So I did a quick analysis. I was looking at the double bottom, and the double bottom target seems to take it to 126,304. Pre-market, it's up 0.36%. We have a resistance out here, which is at 120 and 120,000. So if we manage to break this 120,000, I think we can go all the way up to 126,304. Of course, it's not going to be a straight growth like that. Probably today we could see some kind of consolidation on top of this line of resistance. So first of all, we have to confirm this line of resistance by converting it into support and confirming above it. And then we have to hit this target of 126,304. I'm still invested in Bitcoin. Ethereum is also showing good strength. It's up 0.98% in pre-market trades. Bearish market sentiment is also picking up. In case of Bitcoin, also bearish market sentiment got converted into bullish market sentiment. Ethereum is just following suit. Where Bitcoin goes, other crypto will go. Solana is also making the same kind of moves. And then if you look at XRP, XRP is doing very well. It has done a good bounce. It had a bull flag and then it broke out up again. We could look for further green candles and start creating a new bull channel. And also, I would like to just tweak this a little bit and say we have a double bottom or even a triple bottom that we can see. And for the double bottom to trigger, we have a neckline. So I would say my neckline for a double bottom could be somewhere out here. So just let me pull this down a little bit. And my neckline says that it's at 3.12. So the moment we cross 3.12, I can immediately start plotting a target for XRP. We need to wait. We need for the double bottom to be triggered. Anything can happen between now and then. So that's all I got for you guys today this morning. And yeah, so that brings me to an end of today's session. I think I'll go a little bit long in the market with a very hawk eye on it and try to get out at the shortest kind of disturbance. So let me go have my breakfast, come back, fire up the trading terminal and get going with that. So friends, I also have been reading another article. I'm making a video on it so that you can get the full import of it. Basically, the gist is that AI is a bubble, and the reason why AI is a bubble has been articulated very nicely out there. I'm trying to explain the case in an easy to understand manner. So I'm working on that script. Probably that video should come out in the next day or two. And if I manage to get some breakthrough, I'll try to bring it out today before end of the day. So please watch out for that. And I put a poll earlier about what Trump is going to do about ADP negative data. It seems my guess was right. He just ignored it. And many of our viewers have ignored the poll because I haven't had any response to the poll except my own response. So if you have a chance, please go check out that poll. Take care and have a great day. I'll catch up with you again in the next one. Bye for now.